So is there other on these Royal Bank teams, usually how it goes, the players, the young players that are watching should definitely follow that. Um, a lot of times when teams have success and win championships, a lot of those core players and players on that roster move to next levels, as mentioned before, and get I think they seem to find more opportunities as well because, the winning culture definitely is looked upon. But did anyone play in the NHL or pros along with you guys? Is there other guys that
Like I know to hear Gale play in the American League a little bit. He's in Germany or played a couple of years like in the DL, and then Mike Collins, like he's been in the DL, like one of the top scorers there for like 5 or 6 years.
I think Corey Kane was on our team. He played in the KHL for a couple of years.
Yeah.
And then like even like our defenseman, I think Brody signed. He played in the East Coast for a bit, and like
I played with him in South Surrey. He was our AP way back when I was 07. Oh no, 04, 05. A long time ago.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like who, and then the years after we had like on our team, who was like we had Garrett Noonan, who was like an absolute star at BU. Where who I don't even know if he played on our power play in Vernon. Like that's just how good our team was. Good Curtis Gettig, who came in. Yeah. He got drafted by New Jersey, I think, and
he had a great career too. He's I've been in touch with him a bit, and I think he's retiring this year and doing his real estate and
I saw that,
World Financial Group, but he's had a great career himself too, going to school and then playing many years overseas.
I think one thing. Go ahead.
Well, go ahead. I was just going to say one thing. Like for instance, is that what happens in Junior A too is that you get the guys from the WHL that have almost had their teams like give up on them as 20-year-olds or 19-year-olds and be like, this guy is not going to play here and Ferns was good at picking up guys like that were still really good players that had a chance to go play CIS, and like he picked up a couple guys like Jonathan Milhouse, who was just a great player, and Kraus, who came from the WHL too, and like these guys like were kind of treated like crap like in the WHL, and then he kind of gave them a chance to be a part of a team and stuff, and like it really he turned those guys, I'm sure, like not only their careers around but their lives too. Like gave him a shot, and he was really good about finding those guys like that.
I think just to add on more about like the winning atmosphere, winning culture, like we all competed against each other, but man, we were all so happy just to win. Like it wasn't like any one of us was worried about points or anything. It was like, hey, like we want to win. That's all that matters with that core group, and it just became like such a fun team to be around, and we've always tried to bring that to any team I think we've been on, and like winning's the main thing. Like losing isn't fun. Like so winning is fun. Like it's always been kind of a mantra like we've had, and it's a way to kind of, I think, the unselfishness to just do it to win and do whatever it takes to win. It's not always scoring the goals and being in the limelight. So it's definitely a big part of, I think, a winning culture and a winning team.
Yeah, and I remember Zerby back in our Quinnipiac days, he would mention about you guys, like he's just talking so highly about you guys and his experience with you in Vernon. But he just mentioned, like these Jonesy guys, like just how you guys were and what you guys brought. It's funny. I mean, now as I'm a coach, it's not just one of you that brings all this positive and all these great characteristics, but you got two, and I think that's really important. For coaches, because they want to provide the team and players with that type of culture and good characteristics. They want guys everyone on the same page, on the same wagon kind of thing.
Totally.
Yeah. Would love to talk about some mentors that you've had throughout your career, whether it be coaches, players, even billets. And then maybe you guys got some NHL training camp or NHL AHL stories that some of the players might love to hear.
Yeah, I'd say, I mean, just to start off with like just because we were finishing talking about junior, like our billets were such an important part of our kind of time in juniors, and um, like just the way they treated us and the way we treated them was so important. Like because you're with them basically for 8 months, and they're your parents, and they definitely influence the way who you are and stuff. And I mean, Connor and I were so lucky. We had just amazing billets our last couple of years in Vernon, and we still talk with them today and go back and visit them when we can. Like they played such an important part on our lives and treated us just as their own kids. They if we showed up late or something, or we said we weren't being home for dinner, and then we were, and like they would get mad. You know what I mean? And we treated them with respect, and it was such a important part of that made us comfortable, which translated to being kind of good on the ice. Honestly, like it's not easy if you're struggling at home to be successful on the ice. So it made us kind of be able to succeed on the ice, and they're two of our, I don't know, their whole family was so kind of great for us that it's an important thing to have.
Sure. I just had my billet mom just visit my parents this past weekend, so she came
That's
up. And
unbelievable. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
14 years, like 14, 15 years ago is when I was living there, so it's a long
yeah.
time.
So
They're still,
yeah, we're going on 10 years.
yeah.
10
We're
years
getting
now.
old.
Like,
And it's all such a small, world, but also like just the people that have big impacts on, I guess we'll say kids' lives are so important.
Yeah.
And that
Yeah.
they care about you, and not only,
The-
of course, they want the best for you in hockey, that's your dreams and goals, but also they want to be there for you to grow up as kids. I think is really important.
yeah, totally.
Yeah, I think that support is so important for players as well. On our end, what we're thinking is we're just playing hockey, and I think it's really important how I see it as some players, they need to you know find that respect for their billets, but also spend that time to
Yeah.
get to know the family, the kids, and spend time. I know there's stories of guys that just kind of go in their little basement suite or spot and don't really hang around the family.
they
I've
come
heard.
up for dinner and then they go back down, and yeah, no, it's
Yeah, and it's
it's
just kind of a
weird.
weird little thing where I think it's important that the player, if they're watching this, it's important that they um, put that energy in.
Yeah, fully
Yeah.
immerse yourself.
I'm not saying you have to be like really close, but you need to spend time. There, a family is giving up their space in their house to take care of you, and they don't have to do that. So the appreciation needs to be there.
I totally, and just to add, like on that, you talk about like that care and like that love and respect you have, though. Like it's such a thing. Like respect is such a, I think sometimes forgotten word with younger kids sometimes. And talking to my parents of like they're both teachers and stuff. It's just like I think you forget sometimes that you have to treat everyone with the same amount of respect, whether it's your billet family, your parents, your coaches, your teachers, and it's not like it's just you have to do it. I think it's a non-negotiable trait for a good person, and I think if as you look into like what brings guys to the next level, like guys want good people on their team and good kids, and college, like the amount of times we've gotten calls from just like colleges or being like, hey, what type of kid is this? Like, what's he like? And it's just an important thing that. I mean, in the back of our mind, I know we always saw my mom, and she's like, if you're not treating everyone nice, like I'm gonna come and beat you up. Like like it's just unacceptable. And I've always found that like I'll hear stories from my mom. Like, I don't understand like how a kid could treat your teacher like that or anything. Like I think it's such a big part of growing up is learning that respect of your elders and your other people, and like that kind of level
Well,
of
you never know who it could be. You could disrespect a janitor, and it's going to come back. I know that came back to like my dad being a coach in junior B, and then he'd have a couple of smoky guys or something that maybe kind of picked on somebody or something like that, or said something, spoke up in class or something. Like you never know who's going to hear it and who that person know, because I mean, something small can really kick yourself in the butt. Like it's such a, it's a
And the
small
new
world.
generation, I feel, new generation these days, things are a lot different, of course. So they need to
Yeah.
realize that, like, yeah, just because you do something wrong, then doesn't mean it's going to affect you 10 years down the road. Like you ought to watch your actions and also watch what you say.
Yeah.
There's always mistakes and some bumps in the
Of
road.
course.
Of course, like we all have made our mistakes and we have all, treated people, I guess, in a wrong behavior, but they need to learn.
Yeah.
Everyone needs to learn and grow from that, of what we've
Yeah.
heard.
Sorry about that. I know we were talking about camp and AHL, NHL. We just got to add that in there.
No, we were talking about mentors though, and I mean our dad has been one of the biggest for us. Just the way he played hockey, and my grandpa too, and they've really kind of showed us the way and what it's like to be not only a good person but a good hockey player and kind of selfless on the ice and stuff. Can't say enough about like what they did, and then I'd say then finishing off on juniors was Ferner. Like he's still someone that we've talked to, and I think we had a Viper reunion last summer, a 10-year reunion. It was like the coolest thing to go back and see him and chat with him. And like he played a lot of years and I think in pro and stuff too. And it was like he's got some great stories, probably better than Connor and I's. But I remember he used to have a 6-pack waiting for him in his hotel room or something like that. Like, but
Is he still coaching?
I think he's doing some scouting now at the moment. I'm pretty sure the last time was it for Kamloops Con?
Yeah, something like that. I know he was. I think he'll probably eventually get back in, but he was just like waiting for the right opportunity.
Yeah,
great hockey mind for sure.
Yeah, unreal.